Hello, it's Daphne here, host and producer of the Transplanted podcast. Decided we'd just go ahead and throw a few words in here for the next few episodes, anyways. We have been completely backlogged with episodes. I'm looking right now, and I think I got 7 or 8 episodes here that have been recorded. We just haven't released them. There's just been a lot going, especially over the last month and a half. I think it's been almost 2 months since we've released an episode. So we just wanted to let everybody know, yeah, we understand that a lot of these episodes are behind. They are somewhat backdated, if you will. We have some, I think, that were recorded right around Thanksgiving, heading into Christmas. I think there's three from last year, and then we have, oh shit, I don't know, another 4 or 5 from this year. So I mean, there's a lot that we've done. We just haven't got caught up on yet. We just wanted to give you a heads up that we understand these are from the past. We just wanted to give you context that these have been recorded whenever they were recorded. Um, we're trying to play catch up. Like I said, there's a lot that's happened. We moved offices. There's also been some different medical issues that we've been running into. You probably see my crutches back here. I'm almost full time on crutches right now. We're in and out of the hospital and doctor's offices a lot. Like, oh my God, I want away from the damn hospitals. Uh, Anyway, enough of that. The point is, we've just had a lot going on. We've pretty well got to where we're ready to go again. We've recorded, I think, 2 or 3 episodes here in the last couple of weeks. We've also had, some people that canceled recordings for various reasons. And so this is just letting you know we haven't gone anywhere. We're still here. The other thing that you'll find is that social media, we got absolutely banned. I did anyway. I did. I got banned from several of the social medias, anything owned by Meta, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Threads, all of them. I got completely banned from. We have no idea why, where it came from. It happened over the course of 2 minutes, where I received an email, and then 2 minutes later, it was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you're banned," and there's no real reason behind it, and I can't appeal it. So, uh, anyway, the point is, this isn't like a little bitch session here. The point is that since I got banned from it, all of our socials have been messed with, and it's been a nightmare trying to put this stuff back together. So right now, the transplanting Facebook page is not owned by anybody. I'm trying to get it back up. If I can't get it back up, then I am going to go ahead and start a new Facebook page for the Transplant Podcast, and we're going to hope that that doesn't get all fucked up also. So anyway, just there's a lot going on. If you would like to be on our podcast, always reach out to me. You can reach me, Daphne, Daphne, Daphne at transplantedpodcast.com. My email is still running. I'm still here. You can still reach me on a lot of the socials. Just Facebook is the hard one to get me through right now. If you set up an interview with me, because I have interviews set up for the next several months, if you set up an interview with me and we have a date scheduled, but it was set up through Facebook, I probably don't have a way to contact you right now. So please reach out to me through the email or Facebook, not Facebook. There we go again, right? Yeah, reach out to me through the website, anything like that. Just find another way to contact me, or reach out to me. You can also find me, Daphne Lane, on Facebook if you're just looking to meet me. It's got a picture like that because, fuck, I'm sexy. Gotta own it, right? So anyway, reach out, find me. Let's go ahead and get in contact again. Make sure that we can keep these going. If you haven't been a part of this yet and you would like to, reach out to me. All of this is great. If you have friends and people that are struggling, especially right now, politics are really fucking shitty right now. Uh, share the podcast. This is one of the biggest things you can do to help us. We're listened to in 18 countries currently and growing, and it's one of the most exciting things for me. I get to see all these stats come in, and yeah, reach out to us, share us, share the YouTube channel, the Spotify, all these things. That makes a big help. We are supported by Clear Noise Media. Which is something I'm going to start mentioning here over all the episodes. But also, if you would like to sponsor the podcast, let us know. We'd be happy to add some ads for other kinds of. support and sponsorship available. So anyway, I'm babbling at this point. Reach out to me, Daphne at Transplanted Podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your, I want to say reliability, but that's not the right word. Fuck, what do you call it? Where you just, whatever. We love you guys. Thank you for following us. It means a lot to us. And enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the
I just wanted to ruin it for you.
Welcome back to the Transplanting Podcast. My name is Bear, of course, joined by the lovely Daphne with her super cute gingerbread earrings.
They're gingerbread houses.
Yeah.
Because, Christmas time, you got to rip.
You do gotta rip.
You got to represent.
Yes.
I got the funnest earrings.
You do.
I just wish we did enough episodes to wear all the Christmas earrings that I got.
It'd be one better if they were edible as well.
Yeah.
Edible
Oh,
earrings.
why would you do it? That's like having, you know what? We're going to get back to that here in just a second. Today we got Jenna. We got Jenna with us.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm
Hello.
so glad. Hi, this is Jenna.
I'm Jenna.
Yes. So, Jenna, we met you. I met you at one of your comedy shows.
Yes.
You. I'm so locked back into the old thing we were just talking about. The point is, gauges, stick a gummy worm through the gauges, and now you got edible earrings. Okay? So we I completed the circuit.
Ooh. Okay. So, gauges like through the hole.
Yes.
The gummy worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other way to do edible earrings.
Yeah, well, it kind of reminds me of the candy necklaces too. So, maybe you could link the worms together
What are those,
from
really
ear to
long,
ear.
almost Twizzler things, the really long ones, and you just droop it
Yes.
through your ear and wear it like the... No, I'm thinking, the baseball hats that have, the things for the beers to sit in on the side. It's got the big straw to come around.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like that. It comes through the ear, and you just sit there just munching on it while you go.
It goes down the back, so it just kind of floats through the air.
Just tie another one on. Keep it going.
We're on to something, whether
Yeah,
people will buy it.
We got a plan. Anyway.
I'm just waiting for Daphne to call me at some point. Be like, Bear, I have an idea. And I'm going to go, okay, what, honey? What? every
Welcome
time,
to my life.
Every time
Bear's
she
life.
says, I have an idea, I know to brace myself.
Brace for impact.
'Cause, and sometimes, fucking genius.
Fucking good.
Fucking good.
Fucking good.
This is genius. And it's like, yeah, I'm bracing myself, but man, when she starts explaining more, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. Shit, what time? I'll be there,
Yeah.
And it's like, boom, here we are.
Yeah, better be ready with the patent. You never
Yeah,
know.
it's a wild ride with me, and sometimes it's wild. I don't know what else to say about it. We're just going to go with the easy route.
Wild it is.
Yes. Okay, so Jenna, again, I met you at your comedy show. I don't know. I just got my hair done by Betty down at Bombshell Transformations, right? The first episode that we recorded. Yeah. I just got my hair done down there, and I was going through kind of a rough patch at that point, and she says, hey, I just did your hair. You need to go out for the night. And then she suggested I go out to the comedy show, and that's where I ended up meeting you that night. And you guys were just seriously funny. There was several of the ladies there that were performing. I was cracking up. I just loved everything they were doing.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you were the one that was running the show. You were showing up on the stage, introducing everybody else, and you're just also seriously funny.
Oh, thank you.
And I was so I don't know. I don't want to say taken back. That's not the right word, but enamored, maybe? Is that the right word?
I will take
Sure.
that
Why
word.
not?
Sure.
Why not? I was enamored with the. Anyway, I enjoyed it, and I was just like, oh my God, I got to get you on the show because, first off, I think it'll just be wild, but also just. I think there's a lot of similar connections between. We're going to say both just women's experience in general, as well as. Comedians and what brought them around to being comedians along with the trans experience. And so I thought this would be a different kind of conversation. And I've been looking forward to this entire time.
I have too, and I'm super excited. And it was a really special night when like you came up to me and talked to me and invited me on your show. Loud clap. I got to remember that.
Air clap. Air five.
Mic picks up very small noises.
Only if you hit the thing.
Everything. You can't
If you
tap
hit
the
the-
table or anything.
On that note, we're gonna go back to. Yes, exactly. So, okay, so the show that you guys do, it was a feminism.
Yes, it's called the Bechdel set. So it's based off of the Bechdel test, which was a litmus test that a graphic novelist named Alison Bechdel, who wrote Fun Home, famously, she made this test to be kind of a judge of mainly movies to see if there was proper representation of women in these films. And so she has 3 rules, and these rules are so simple. And these are the 3 rules. So first, the movie or piece of fiction has to have at least 2 preferably named female characters, but the names are optional. So two women in the movie. Those women have to have, rule number 2, a conversation with one another. And rule number 3, the conversation has to be about anything other than a man. So that's it to pass the Bechdel test. And very, very, very few movies actually pass this. Even women-led movies failed to pass it because they're talking about men. They're centering their conversations around men. So we took this idea and we challenge our comics to have jokes in their material that feature, and we've expanded it because when Alison Bechdel made this, it was the 1980s. And so now that we have come much, much further with understanding binaries and non-binaries and gender fluidity, our challenge is that our comedians should have 2 or more non-cis dudes in their material. And if they don't identify as a cis dude, that can include themselves. And then their topics have to center around anything other than a cis man. So that is it. Just at least one joke. But of course, we challenge people to have more than that. And it is a greater challenge for our cis dude friends.
Fair enough.
They cannot include themselves in the material. I can include myself in the material. I can talk about my girlfriend and how, we pass the Bechdel test every day in our conversations.
Yeah. I was listening to someone, maybe it was a comedian. I don't know. I was listening to someone and he made a point that like the jokes with women when they go to make them, it's always about periods. So, I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because we just went from, we can't talk about a guy. Okay, well, here's this shit. And I don't know. Where else do you go with it? So how do people go that way?
I mean, it can be anything because, it can be, like I can talk about, a conversation with my mom or like, how my mom asked me to light the candles at Christmas. Mm-hmm. And I went about lighting all the candles until I got to the last one and I couldn't get him. Mom, like what's going on? And I started smelling kind of a funky smell with it. And I'm like working hard. It's been like a full minute trying to
rabbit tails.
Light this wick. And then I found the on switch for the candle. And they make those things so waxy and real.
You didn't see the flame on the candle?
Well, I did once I turned it on and the LED kicked in, but I'm just not here for Bath and Body.
It was the Ellie don't after you finished.
Exactly. It was the Ellie don't. But exactly. Just a simple joke like that, would pass the Bechdel. Like, my mom, she asked me to light the candles. Like, that's not about a man at all.
Right.
So there's a lot of things. And I think I like challenges like this in comedy where you have to think outside the box and it really makes you think, like, what material can I bring into this? You have these limitations. Some of my favorite material have come from themed challenges, and I'm just a slut for a theme. Anyway, I love a theme party. I love to throw a theme party.
So foreplay is all fantasy. That's what I just learned.
Isn't all? Again, I just love a theme.
Or better. Poor bear. You gotta put up with me. Okay, so different themes. What have been some of your favorite themes that you've ended up doing?
Let's see. As far as just shows in general,
Sure, why not?
Yeah, because beyond the Bechdel or shows that I've been on, I was on a show called Heartthrob that was really fun. That's a dating themed show. And that's mostly improv. But that was a blast, and it's based off of the Heartthrob game from like the 1980s. That was a really cool show to be a part of. And let's see, what other themed shows have I been on? I said that, and now it's all escaping me. Let's see.
You made your own
Well,
trap.
I shouldn't say that. My co-host, my co-producer would be so mad at me. We do theme shows every month. So what theme shows have I been on?
Right.
So I run a drag comedy show in Vancouver at Underbar, which is fluid comedy. That's kind of our flagship brand, which I've branched off a couple of shows, including the Bechdel set. So every month at Underbar, we do a different theme, and for some of my favorite themes that I have, I did a show called Beauty School Dropouts, where I had people talk about different beauty fads of when they grew up. And
Fascinating.
I had different generations of performers on there. There was one performer, Dorothy Geary, that came on and talked about, I think, like, it was like hair care with like beer bottles or something like that. And she's in her 80s.
You just got to roll it up in there.
Exactly. I can't remember exactly what happened. Or like
The beer's
people,
good for your hair.
it's good for your hair. Yeah, just
Gives it an extra
stick
fluff.
it in.
The suds.
Exactly.
I don't have any hair.
Oh,
That's because of the beer. If you would
Yeah.
have put
It's
the
in my
beer.
beard.
But things like that. That's people have to write specific material for that, and
Right.
it's a fun. You get different things out of people when you have a very specific assignment for them. It was a really fun show, and yeah, like this coming theme is Claymation Christmas, so we'll see if people talk about some favorite claymation.
Right. Rudolph the Red-Nosed,
Yeah.
going that route with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and drag too. Like, we might have some fun claymation drag. We'll see. We'll see what people bring. Maybe it'll just be, Christmassy, but we let people be loose with it. But
So how do you go about writing new material?
that's really a great question, because often I don't. Writer's block is a hard thing, but what I try to do is whenever I think of something, I have a very messy notes app in my phone, just full of premises that I will write, and then and there's jokes too that over the years have transformed. There's a joke that I had that I have about playing video games with my girlfriend, and playing Tony Hawk especially, and
We're taking it back.
Yes, exactly. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and basically how we forgot how hard that game is, and it took us 2 hours to get past the character creation screen. And then I tell the audience, I don't know if you've ever witnessed two lesbians creating a video game character together, but I swear to God, it was like our first in vitro consultation. And then I go,
What
off
do you want
from
it to
there.
look like?
Right, exactly. And I do a whole act out bit just like that. But that morphed, and I don't think it started with Tony Hawk. I can't even remember where it started, but it kind of eventually developed into the longer bit that it is. So there are the original, however that original bit started, was like 5 years ago. And then like 3 or 2 years ago, I made it into the version I have now, and I might still keep changing it. And then for me, I like taking things from my life and either doing storytelling or like the goofy things that happen in life. I have a whole thing that I do about Google Voices, because I was just playing around and I looked up how to pronounce a word, and the word that I use in my set is hubris.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? And I mean, I know how to pronounce that word, but I pretend like I don't for the bit, because I do not remember the actual word I was trying to pronounce, and it's just fun to say. But what I was discovering is I was looking up this word, and the voice that Google used was just like super sexy. And I click it, and she's like, hubris. And then I flitted around at different words.
Say it again.
Right? Hubris. But then I did other words, and I discovered there was more than one voice that Google uses. So they're like, and so in the bit I do a whole thing is like, so we have sexy pillow talk lady, and then we have helpful IT guy. And he gets the neutral, sciencey words, you know, like matriculate, kerfuffle. Yes. And then there's angry DMV lady, and she gets all the slop words.
Right.
So she just like rolls into Google, and she's like, it's a paycheck or whatever. Here I am. And then she cues in, and she's like, diarrhea. And so like and it's just like, because I found it so
You got
funny,
a problem. Take it out back.
Yeah, exactly. So I love, like, I don't know, I just love playing around with the weirdness of life. Like, why was this one woman really upset when she was pronouncing all of these words for the Google pronunciation, feature?
There's a skit that talks about the voice recognition software, right? And the guys are in Scotland. They go into the elevator and they go, "Where's the buttons?" And they go, "Well, didn't you hear? It's a new voice activated thing." And they're like, "Voice activation in Scotland,
Yes.
And so they're like, the thing comes on, says, "What floor?" And they go, 11. And she goes, "I'm sorry, what floor?" And they go, 11. And they're like, "Maybe try American, 11." And like they're like, "Maybe British, 11. And they're trying so hard to get this thing to go. And it just fights them the whole way.
Yes. Exactly.
That's kind of what that reminds me of. Or if you do the directions, you change the speakers thing, whatever. So it's like, entrada la redonda, and you're like, "I don't know what you said, but okay."
Yes.
I'm going to reply with sexy voice. Hello.
Exactly.
So what got you into comedy?
Oh, I love answering this question because it is male incompetence. So I was searching for like a creative outlet. I was 24. So this was about, God, how old am I? Is this like 8 years ago?
You're really getting up there.
Yeah, I am. I'm at the age.
I ran out of toes. What do I do?
How'd you know? I was hoping you would have some spares. Oh, but
My father met a 6-fingered man.
yes, exactly.
He was killed by a man with 6 fingers.
But yeah, it was, so I was looking for a comedy outlet, and I was looking at improv, but improv is too expensive. It's kind of like Scientology too. Like, you have to like level up, and then you get access to the, the high realm of information.
I'm a green belt.
Exactly. You have to pay into it. And I was 24 and I had no money. And so my girlfriend, who's still my wonderful girlfriend of 18 years,
Wow.
of 8 years. Yeah.
That's quite the relationship.
Yeah, but she was like, well, my friend has a comedy show, a stand-up show. I think you should try a stand-up. You should just come to the show and see it. And so I did. And I sat there, and the lineup was completely dudes, just all dudes. And so many dick jokes. And I was like,
Yeah.
that was basically, that was it for the material. And I was like, if this is all it takes for stand-up, then I think I got a shot. So
Fair enough. I went and watched AJ Wilkerson a couple days ago, right? And I was excited about it. Like, he's so funny. But throughout the pre-comedians, leading up to him, it was a lot of dick jokes,
Yep.
It's wild. I don't know. It sticks in there so much.
Yeah.
So we went from dicks to periods.
Yep, exactly.
Anything to make them uncomfortable. Catch them off guard.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's not the laugh, it's the reaction. Like you say certain things or jokes just for the reaction.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care if you laugh. I just want to see you go,
Yeah.
like that's worth it to me.
That's why I took my top off.
That's why
No one saw that coming.
I just thought you got hot, so
I mean, I did, but
you warned me it was going to get toasty in here.
I
so,
did. So on that note, we're going to start taking them off. Bear, welcome to the show.
Yay.
We're passing the Bechdel test right now, so.
Are we?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, talking about taking our tops off. 2 women just chatting.
This is the best day of my life.
The Jenna test. It's the best day of my life. And now we just failed. Thanks a lot, Bear.
Aw.
Often the test doesn't last long. It's short and sweet. Find those glowing moments in a movie.
You're like, oh. We almost had it. We were so close.
Almost there. Almost got it.
Exactly.
Okay, so you go, hey, I got a chance to get past dick jokes here. Mm-hmm. How did it go?
My first set went all right. Most people's first set don't go amazing. Some people are, just incredible. But I love puns, and I remember I signed my name up. It was so stupid. I get embarrassed talking about it, but my stage name was Jenna Russ.
Nice.
I'm going to be so generous with the laughs.
And now you got a drag name.
Exactly. I should use it as my drag name. That would be great. But my first set, there's a show here called 50 First Jokes that I should try it out. People laughed. People liked my set overall, and it was about going to a Pentecostal church when I was a little baby Baptist.
Right.
And this was like a culture shock for me because in Baptist church they're very stoic. Your hands are on the pew. You're staring straight ahead. You're a pretty flat line singing. And then you sit still, and it's hellfire, brimstone. Because
why not?
Yeah, and then potluck, and you go home. It's great.
We got Baptists at our barbecue.
Exactly. But the Pentecostals are, the using the speaking in tongues and things. So I went to a Pentecostal church.
Right.
And they invite you down to the altar, and a lady's asked if she could pray over me. And she started speaking in tongues with her hands on me and just kind of starting soft. And so I remember writing the set, and I put in a lot of Babel words. And it was like, hum diddle-um, dum dum diddy-dum Beyonce, skibbity toilet.
Skibbity toilet.
Now this was like
You started the fad.
I did.
It started with you.
That's it. I originated Skibbity Toilet in 2017.
I told you, you're seriously funny. Like you're making a mark on the world.
Exactly.
And it's the skibbity in
nativity
toilet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think I ended it with a Simba like joke of like raising
Circle of life.
Yeah, circle of life. So yeah, I can't quite remember how the joke went, but that got a pretty good response from the audience, and then I just never stopped telling jokes.
Fair enough.
I kept going to the open mics, so
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, I did go to the show. I mean, you were. I mean, you started the show off. You were telling jokes yourself, and it was funny and clever and witty. And then everybody else started to come on. And as you're introducing these others, you're still just keeping the audience rolling. They are just feeling the energy. Because I mean, first off, you come with so much energy, and that's something that not a lot of people come with. And I think that's infectious on its own.
Aww.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy it. You just keep people going. I don't know. I think it's great. Yeah, and I don't know. You were so fast with following up. Like it didn't matter what happened, you had a response for it, and I thought it was just great.
Thank you.
How do you deal with hecklers?
Not well. It's something I am learning as a people pleaser. I'm a chronic people pleaser, and it is hard, and it's hard in the moment. The harder hecklers to deal with are the kind people, the people that are wanting to be, that are
helpful.
Engaged, yeah, and helpful. They're like, but they're usually maybe a little drunk, and they're like, yeah, that's me, yeah, you go, girl. And you have to like be like, hey, let's lower down the voice, like, and and there's it's rough sometimes. Like that's the people like that's harder for me than the people that are being assholes.
Yeah.
Because for the assholes, like I remember there was at one show some dude like saying some sort of like sexist thing, and that was like I don't remember the clap back, but I was able to. Unfortunately, he left before I could say it in front of him, just like a man. But like that's easier because I mean, most like the audience is really against someone that's being a
right.
Asshat, and but also people are annoyed at the drunk person that's just
right.
So I'm still trying to find ways to deal with hecklers, and because it hurts the comics more than anything. And as a good host, you need to be on top of that.
I mean, it feels like you have to have like just a really quick wit to keep up on it.
Exactly. And I think one thing I want to do actually is have more lines, and I think this is something you develop too as situations come up.
Right.
And I actually don't deal with hecklers that much because in our spaces, people are pretty respectful, and the hecklers, especially in Portland, that you deal with are kind of the hey, I want to participate. You're valid, like that kind of like they're affirming hecklers.
Your jokes are great.
Yes, exactly.
Tits up.
Yeah, and I mean, and the spaces for me that I go to are mainly queer and mainly women-fronted spaces. I shy away from the dude-heavy mics in town.
Fair.
And there are people that are like, oh, if you're going to be a real comic, you need to like, grind at all these mics. And I'm like, yeah, you have a niche. And
I mean, is there a thing that says I have to have this golden trophy to be a real comic?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so for the most part, I don't deal with a lot yeah, and sometimes I will engage the heckler, actually. This did happen at a bar show. So, yeah, it's a little bit some kind of judging the room and the heckler and seeing if it can go anywhere. And bouncing off of that. And sometimes, like, with any kind of improv, you might take a risk and it doesn't pay off either. So it's all comedy is super vulnerable and hard, and sometimes the joke doesn't work, and it's
doesn't
okay.
land.
But also, if it's a something that repeats. I think if you do get a line, you can lock it in, and then it seems more off the cuff when it happens again because it's a similar situation. But
Right.
I had a situation, and I think, I responded this way, went well. If I do it again, let's see if it goes well again.
Fair
So,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. So this is something that I think a lot of people. I mean, this one of the things that we've been learning as we keep doing the show is that the trans experience isn't something that necessarily is alone with trans people. Is that they're humanity experiences, right?
Yeah.
So as we go through life, everybody's going to have these times that people are shitting on them. They're going to be giving them a hard time. I mean, that's just life. Trans people experience it in different ways, like on the political spectrum right now, where they're actively being targeted and engaged, right, by hecklers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think having the conversation about how to put a foot forward on that and be able to walk away okay, I think would be is a great thing to talk about.
Absolutely.
How do you let it roll off your shoulder and not hurt?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I do tend to be really hard on myself. But I do feel like I've grown a lot over the years. And one part of it is age. I'm in my 30s now, and
You're getting up there.
I'm getting up there as we establish,
I'll just keep reminding you.
Yeah, and as you get up there, you just give less fucks, and
No more fucks to give.
no more fucks to give, but things still get to me for sure. I think talking shit with people that experienced the same thing that was happening, be like, oh my god, like this guy, right? Pull the collar, and
Can you believe it?
yes, exactly. But also just like knowing that, and this is more like I work in nonprofit and social work spaces, and usually people's shit has nothing to do with me. And
Right.
like all to do with whatever bullshit that they're carrying. So
It's the trans porn.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, and if someone's being an idiot, I mean, there's not, just let them exist as an idiot, and like if you can approach it with laughter and approach it like. They're not gonna be able to, get to you the way they want to. So I think, or either like laughter or just non-reaction. One thing, I don't really like Jerry Seinfeld's comedy that much, but one thing
I don't like the guy that made it.
but this tactic that he used, I actually really like. And with hecklers, what he would do is take more of a therapy approach and like ask questions, and that would embarrass people more by like,
Why do you think that's okay?
yeah, like, or how's like what happened with your day? Like, let's explore this right now.
He goes into therapy.
And I think that's pretty hilarious. I haven't incorporated it in my comedy because again, I haven't had too many assholes, but
I only got one.
yeah. Just the one at
Just
the
the
moment
one,
that
yeah.
you carry with you. Yeah. Goes with you everywhere.
It's a real bitch, let me tell you. No. You wouldn't believe the shit it talks.
I bet.
I just live here.
Okay, so having the ability to just laugh at something that is just in your face like that is like, I don't know. I think as a kid that was something that I used to be able to get through experiences, right? You have hard days, hard times, hard family, and you had to find a way to get through that. And so like in my case, laughter is how I got through that, and like I would hear my dad say, not everything's so goddamn funny, I don't know, I thought it was. Like learning to make light of things that are hard and heavy. I don't know, it just seems like it makes the load easier to carry.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for me, it was, I like to, use humor and just, I don't know, you got to laugh. For me, it makes things less traumatic.
Yeah.
It really does.
Absolutely.
And if you're able to laugh about it and not, weigh so heavy on you, I think it's healthy. Well, I can only speak for myself. I think laughing at something that may have, had a traumatic effect on you, if you're able to laugh at that, it's therapeutic for me. And it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of protects me too.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I love I can laugh at myself. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. And it's like, well, you can't make fun of me about that because I already have.
Right.
And,
Joke's on you.
it's just- yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I can relate. I like using humor to make things less traumatic, and sometimes not everyone needs that or wants it or asks for it. But, it's just, what?
We're going to just stop right there,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
just
I can.
silence after that. Just, when you're exploring comedy, how do you work with the ethics of that? Because how do you find what is okay to say, not okay to say? Where do you draw that line?
This is such a good question. And I want to talk about, to answer this question, I got started doing comedy in Montana, and coming to Portland was very different and interesting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They're very different.
Yes. A Portland audience is very different. But I was also surprised in some ways. So where I got started in Bozeman, Montana, was actually somewhat queer.
Yes.
I mean, we when I started, like I said, it was mainly dudes. But one of the hosts, a wonderful non-binary friend of mine, was an excellent host and would shut down hecklers and would shut down the racists and the transphobes and the homophobes. And this was
good.
This is very rare for Montana, I will say that. But when I came out to Portland, I was kind of surprised, very surprised actually. I went to attend an open mic, and there was so many racist jokes, so many pedophile jokes, and the host just didn't say anything. And I was like, back in Podunk, Montana, this would be called out and roasted. And so kind of the passive aggressive, or just the lenience with certain things was a little bit of a shock.
I mean, I'm thinking Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
There's nothing off limits, and he'll say whatever the fuck he thinks is funny.
And don't get me wrong, people said horrendous shit in
Right.
open mics in Montana, but it was at least in between the sets called out. And so, I mean, when you have the conversation around what is okay to say on stage, my personal philosophy is to punch up.
Right.
Not down. So, I mean, if you're punching up, you can punch up at, the government that is taking away people's rights, but you can't punch down at, a disabled person, getting through life in a wheelchair. When you have a privilege and a power, you just look stupid. You look
like an ass.
You look like an ass doing that. And a lot of people do that anyway, and they look like an ass. And I am of the philosophy that you can say anything you want, but there are repercussions to that. And
imagine that,
right? And
that's life.
So you might not get booked on certain shows that might not share that taste for your jokes, and there are people, that get really mad about not getting booked on jokes or booked on shows. Well, it's because they have really hacky, racist, homophobic, whatever jokes. And honestly, they're boring. They're really boring. And as well as being just, giving you the ick. So
Fair.
most of those jokes that I hear are not new. Like, if you're gonna be like, or any kind of at least make it creative. But no, they're not. Like, it's just awful. So, yeah. So that is my philosophy, and I do wish more comedians would, and I say this as someone that needs to do it myself because it's really hard, but to ask people about their jokes and be like, hey, like, this didn't sit right with me, like, where's your head at with this joke? And I feel like in Montana, people were a little bit more willing to do that because we did have the sexist, homophobic dudes that would come, but we would at least be like, hey, like, let's talk about this, because like, if you keep doing this material, you're not going to get booked on my show. So, and I did that with a dude, and it was like, okay, if you're, are going to be on this show, let's talk about the material, because because he tended to do racist, and he was a person of color, but he would do all these racist jokes about black people. And so there is an intersectionality with that too, like as a white woman with a man of color being like, hey, so you have a lived experience, but still these jokes, let's talk about it, let's talk
well,
through
I mean,
it.
how do you find the line in there? Because when I was there at your show, there was a Latina lady that was there offering some jokes. I mean, they were hilarious, but it was about being Latina.
Yeah.
Well, and Asian too. That was another one that was there, and they were seriously funny.
Yeah.
But where do you draw the line on where it's okay and not okay?
That's a good question. Well, first, that's their live experience, right?
Right.
So I like another example is I heard someone like in Portland get upset because a black fat femme trans woman was making jokes about being fat, and they were getting really upset about that and being like, it's not body positive. It's like, she can make jokes about that. She can make jokes about being fat because that is her experience, and she's not going to shy away from her experience.
Right.
She's going to talk about being black and being trans, and like that's hers to say. You might not relate to it, but you can't take that away from her either. And so it's hard with certain audiences, I think, and especially I do struggle with Portland audiences, and I don't think they give enough nuance and grace to like those experiences and conversations. But as a white cis woman, I'm if I'm making any kind of like jokes, which I just if I'm gonna write jokes, I'm going to run it past people. I'm gonna workshop, because if I'm writing outside of my experience, first of all, I need to punch up. Second of all, I need to test that stuff out on people that are going to be impacted by my jokes. And I kind of learned that a little early too with a suicide joke that I told in the first year of my comedy, which, like, I don't know, like, I had a friend of mine, someone told me that a friend of mine, like, kind of like after my set just went, was like was kind of muttering to himself.
I don't even know you anymore.
Not quite that. He was, and I respect this friend a lot. And he was just like, suicide's not a joke, but that was really funny. But suicide's not a joke. Like,
that's like me and every HR experience. They're just like.
But like, I did retire that joke because for me personally, is like, I don't want. And I think everyone is different in how they kind of tackle this type of stuff. Like, for me, I'm like, I would rather err on the side of I don't want to, accidentally hurt someone even further that is in a more vulnerable spot. Because personally, I haven't dealt with suicidal ideation, but my friend has. And so even though he thought it was funny, I was like, I don't know if it's funny enough for me to keep telling this joke.
Right. And you don't know how it. I mean, something like that on a real serious level.
Yeah.
You don't know how it's going to affect them.
Exactly. But for comics like that, like I think of Daniel Sloss, who's amazing at
Yes.
dark humor, but he, I think, speaks from like a lot of experience, so he can sell it a lot. I can't really sell dark humor very well unless I'm talking about my own experience.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's where a lot the heart of comedy is from that lived experience. And if you're trying to write outside of that, you're gonna have to work a lot harder and
Yes.
and be really respectful to the lived experience of the demographics you are talking about. So, and that's really hard to do. So it's probably better to stick to your own.
Fair enough. What about like when it's you that you're laughing at? You
Yeah.
know, like how do you find where you are respecting yourself? Because I mean, in a lot of ways, it's easy to pick on yourself and put yourself down, and so at some point you have to go, hey, I don't need to be putting myself down. So how do you work with that? I mean, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It's true. And actually, Hannah Gadsby had kind of a bit about this in their special about not using derogatory jokes because it's putting themselves down.
Yes.
And like I do think about that a lot, but I also like to laugh at myself because I'm ridiculous. And I think I try not to make it about appearance or anything like that. But I have like faults and quirks that I think it's totally okay to poke fun of, and especially when they can be relatable to other people, like
Right.
like my ADHD,
Right.
Getting every freaking backpack strap and sweatshirt caught on a handle, or like once I got the lanyard. I was in college and I got my lanyard stuck on a guy's jeans zipper. So like, how does this happen?
What were you doing there?
I was just swinging. Well, I was being a giant nerd because we were at a dance and I had a lanyard on my jean belt, but like, it's still like, let me tell you, I was not in, I did not want to get caught on a dude's zipper. I didn't know I was gay at that point, but I was horrified. I just wanted to get out of that situation as quickly as possible.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it.
Exactly.
That's funny. Okay, so a lot of trans people are going to be going through experiences. They're going to have things picked on them. They can get to a point that they're laughing at themselves, but they don't necessarily want to laugh too hard at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. How do you keep your own self-respect in there?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think
Maybe that's the same question.
it might. Well, I think it's like we'll answer it in a similar way. Like when you're punching up, consider yourself in that as well. Like
Fair.
Yeah. Like how do I put a positive spin on something? And the material I appreciate from my trans friends are talking about the experiences they go through, and
Yes.
it can be dark, and you could absolutely explore that, and you can kind of talk about the nitty gritty experiences of life and of the shitty experiences and comments that people give you. And I like you were saying earlier, Bear, that's healing too, because when it's like, when someone says something awful to you, it does hurt. You can try to laugh, but and maybe you're successful, but sometimes the words come back and haunt you. So if you can process that, and if you can make other people laugh too and relate to that experience, is super healing, because then you have a room full of people that are validating that experience.
Fair.
And saying, hey, that was an awful thing to say, or even like changing their mind on how they understand that experience, because not maybe you'll have a bunch of different viewpoints. Like I did a show in Great Falls, Montana, which is super conservative.
Yes.
And talking about being a gay woman, and I had to start like with things up top that related to my audience, which at the time was like, driving a stupid little Prius and one of those, hipster energy saving cars. And
Right.
and I have a story about how I got it stuck on some railroad tracks, and I'd have to go down a rabbit trail for that. But then
I mean, but it's Great Falls, so there's rabbit trails everywhere.
they're actually jackalopes. So
Yes.
yes.
When I was in Scotland, they have the story about the haggis, right? The haggis is a three-legged animal, and the story was it would be at the top of the hills, and so when the tourists would come up at the top, they would run in circles, whatever, and that's how they would eat the tourists, right? And that was like the story of the haggis.
Oh my gosh.
So I turn around and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because back home we have the jackalope, and I told them this whole thing, and they're like, wait, really? And I'm like, no.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I started up top, with relatable things, and then I just talked about being a gay woman, and like I had kind of won them over, with things. And there was a comic before me too that like started off by just like making fun of them, like, oh, look, like kind of like, look at you stupid hick type like people. And so I made fun of him up top, and like really got them to laugh about that, because I mean he was like being an ass. And so winning them over, and talking about something relatable, and then talking about something that would be less relatable, but now that they kind of know me. And I think that's what, as far as reaching other demographics and people with your comedy, it's really hard to do, but you have to find those commonalities. But I also have a certain, I do still have a lot of privilege I need to recognize in that I am a femme presenting cis white woman, and I can access a lot of those spaces better than a lot of people can, and still feel safer than a lot of my trans friends going through Montana will feel less safe than me going through Montana.
Yeah, I didn't. So when I was first starting to come out, I was working I was electrician in Idaho Falls. Mm-hmm. And so we ended up doing work in Big Sky, and we were living in Bozeman while we were there.
Yeah.
so I had this is like, I had been on hormones about 6 months. Mm-hmm. The chest was just starting to develop, and I was there in Bozeman, and I was like, I don't know. I was very self-conscious about what it's going to be like there.
Yeah.
So
did it end up okay?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
It was cold.
It's very cold.
It was minus 40 while I was there.
Yeah, it does that in Montana.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I went and I took my shirt off and took a picture. And
you do that in the cold too, huh?
Yeah. Doesn't matter, day or night. I think I took my shirt off last night, actually. So, I took my shirt off, took a picture, because I'm like, gotta have a picture of this, and everyone's like, you're fucking crazy. Well, maybe, but now I got a picture of this and you don't, so I lived the experience. What about with your crowd? How do you judge a crowd before you get there? Like, how do you prepare your set? How do you prep your set for a crowd that maybe you've not been in their space?
Yeah. So if I'm going to a crowd that I know that is going to be less queer and femme, it's definitely, I approach the material a little differently. So I might again have like with what I did with Great Falls, a little bit of a sandwiching with the material. And do like that Google, material that I do is, pretty universal to whatever different crowd, because you don't really need to, be a certain kind of person to relate to it. It's just like you're goofing off. It's just like the weird things in life that you find. So I will kind of see like what kind of crowd I have. Like if I have some like bros up at the front that are like arms crossed and like staring, I might not tell certain jokes, but maybe I will, just to see how they react.
You came to my show. You got to deal with my shit.
You do. And sometimes crowds won't give you much of a reaction. And in those cases, it's fun to get a little looser and just get a little weird and practice something different. Like one time, a crowd really wasn't giving me much of a reaction to jokes that I've told, a lot, and have gotten really good laughs. And so at that point, like I was like, I'm gonna try something new, and I ended up like army crawling on the ground on the stage, because I'm like, I'm not getting anything, so like I'm
that's
just
something
gonna
you do.
go all out. Yeah. And it's like, it's a story that I'm trying to work on, where like some scammer came to our house, like door-to-door type salesman, and like it was like 9 a.m. I'm not gonna answer the door. Who are you?
Right.
And so I'm like surveilling, like it's a Hitchcock movie, and Jimmy Stewart, and I'm like looking at it, and
you want the moon, Mary?
yeah, I would exactly.
Lassie of the moon.
Rather than open the door, I army crawled under my window, like through cat litter. Like my cat's litter box was right there, just to peek up above my window and see what it was about. So
It's George.
yeah.
It's George. It's okay, everybody. It's George. Come to the window.
Exactly. So it's acting it out. They didn't get it, but
They haven't seen enough Jimmy Stewart movies.
they haven't.
Fair enough. Okay, so another thing that trans people end up going through is having to find their identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had their identity. They know who they are inside, but it also, like, transitioning involves finding your new identity, right? You're having to explore who am I? How do I dress?
Mm-hmm.
How do I want to present to people? What kind of work do I want to do? Do I keep doing what I'm doing? Am I wanting to change fields? There's all these different things about your identity that are changing. Stage persona.
Yeah.
How do you find the stage persona that you're looking for? Because it is a little different than who you are in person, right? You're
Absolutely.
putting a skit on for a crowd. So how do you develop your stage persona?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think my stage persona is very different to how I present myself in other areas of my life too, because it is very energetic. It is very over the top. It is theatrical in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And it does take a lot of energy, but I'm also quite introverted, like in my home life.
Really?
Yeah. It's just like me and my girlfriend chilling, and it's hard to get out of the house. And when I'm vibing like this with people, it's great. Like I really like one-on-one conversations. In groups, I'm not. I'm more of the quiet person in a group. Because I think part neurodivergence, there's just so many conversations happening.
Yes.
It's harder to like connect with a person when there's all these different overlapping things happening and you're overstimulated. And when you're on stage, I'm controlling that conversation for the most part. So I can, bring the different energy, but it also takes a lot out of me because I am a high energy performer, and then I need
You have to recharge.
Yeah, I have to go crash, and so I might
Plug my battery in.
Yeah, I might not chit chat after a show, or I do with like I love
Check out
talking.
the assholes that shit chat.
Yeah. No, I love when people come up and talk and things, but I think it does because it is so high energy, and if I'm hosting at the same time, it's a lot of work.
It can be.
But anyway, I think I'm rabbit trailing. But as far as the stage persona, I do heighten. It is me. I do a heightened version of me, and this is me when I'm with fun people like you, and I'm just vibing and riffing and getting goofy and doing voices and that is
Okay.
that's right.
I love that so much.
Yes, that's how my natural state is, just like being goofy and goofy weirdo with people, and so I just heighten that a lot on stage, and I mean, my persona is an extension of myself, like
Right.
like hosting too, like I do want to make it a warm space. I like making people feel comfortable, and I want people to laugh and enjoy themselves. So I try hard as a host to set that tone. And my co-host for the Bechdel set, Quinn, and I, try to like say hi to people and like, how'd you hear about the show? And just chit chat a little bit. And so, I might take that to the stage too. I'm not very good at crowd work yet, but I'll do a little bit, and it's nice to get to know people. And yeah, but I think for every comedian, like, your stage persona is one part, you, one part, the projection of a more characterized, caricaturized, that word. That word.
The hubris.
Yes, the hubris. I don't know which voice would say that. Probably Angry DMV later.
It's the
Caricature. Probably because it's just so hard to say sometimes.
It's the characterized. You hear that, Joe? It's the characterized. Why are you not characterizing yourself? Do you not know who you are? Jim says he's coming out the closet. You gotta characterize yourself. I'm totally distracted now.
No, I just had a thought though of talking about identity and talking about like finding yourself.
Yes.
I mean, things that comedians talk about is finding their voice, and I think that's a lifelong thing. I'm still trying to figure out what my voice is, and how to be honest with myself too. And I do talk about my identity a lot, and my queer identity in my comedy, because, I can relate. I think a lot of queer people relates, in finding like gender presentation and experiencing, how to, put your authentic self to the world. Because I did the usual baby gay stuff of like, all right, well, how do I dress so people know that I'm gay?
Bring out the shaver. We're gonna cut him.
Exactly. And I'll joke that my girlfriend found this little kind of greasy gutter goblin,
I didn't know that's what they call it nowadays.
Yes, when I came out, I went like into like the grungy hiker phase.
I've heard of vegetarians, but gutter goblin's a whole different phase of that.
I went full gutter goblin. Yes, and so she peeled me out of that ditch. She did, and now I shower again.
I was drunk. That's how I landed in the ditch. Now I'm here.
But I went to a store a few years ago with my girlfriend, and I found some like more mask clothes, and I felt way more at home with myself and my body than I had ever had before. And when I was young, it was like I I asked my mom to get like the boys' haircut, and to her credit, she took me and got the boys' haircut. But like I remember getting my ears pierced, and then like a neighbor like thinking I was a boy, and that didn't sit right with me. But I also didn't like the things traditionally assigned to girls. Like I had to go into the McDonald's line and.
Because
The
that's
line.
gendered.
Right. Well, the toys are gendered. Like when you're
Fair.
getting the Happy Meal, like all the girls' toys were like wimpy, and like I was like they didn't feel powerful to me, and the boys' toys always felt powerful, and I wanted to feel powerful. So like
Fair.
yeah, like those experiences, and so when I coming back to the clothes, when I kind of found like I can balance this masculine and feminine energy within me, and I finally felt like, oh, like here I am, like this is how I like this feels good. It feels good to look like this.
Thank you, McDonald's.
Yes, thank you. This podcast sponsored by McDonald's.
I wish I would accept that. It's in the water. That's what it is. They got the special water.
But
After that, I found the gutter goblin.
yes, the gutter goblin. But
It's a new Happy Meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
gutter goblin. It's like, wasn't there, maybe I'm just getting confused with Oscar the Grouch, but wasn't there like with the Hamburglar? I feel like
Yes,
they were
the Hamburglar was a yeah.
They had like a gutter goblin like line of characters for McDonald's. I mean, it kind of fits
Now
with
they're all lesbians.
yes, now they all are.
I'm loving it.
This passes the Bechdel test. So bringing it back home.
We're back on it.
Anyway, I think you do find that identity on with comedy too, like how you present, and it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's just being natural to yourself, being
Yeah.
real about yourself, and
Yeah.
embracing it.
Exactly.
Embrace the suck. Wait. Okay, so a lot of comedy is born out of trauma.
Yes.
People have been through hard situations. They're finding ways to go through that. How do you turn trauma into art?
Yeah. So again, I think for me, I do talk about certain, hard things about coming out to my, conservative family, and reactions I've had to deal with. This is actually a very pertinent question, because I am doing a show that is about kind of relational trauma, and
Yes.
and it's going to be one of the most difficult things I've ever written. And how do I make it funny? Because I am like I started kind of writing some things, and I started crying, and I think it is kind of it's a difficult, but it's a beautiful experience. Turning it into art, I think, is being honest and also gentle with yourself, and knowing it might not come out perfectly. It's not going to be a shiny thing from the get-go. I mean, maybe you write something and it's amazing from the get-go, but I think it's all a process, and I don't think I think you can talk about it on your own time is really important too, because talking about like my family, for example, who I love dearly. I love my family. But things have been said that have hurt me greatly.
Yes.
And so, but I still try, for me, and this isn't for everyone, this is for me, I still try to write with a love and respect for my family, even though they are a bunch of doofuses a lot of the time.
That is a word I haven't heard in a while. Your age is showing.
Oh yeah, right?
Such a doofus.
So like a 90s, so you're like, you doofus.
Good
like,
job, Beanhead.
Just wait until I throw out the you'rethebomb.com and then you're rolling.
I still throw that out every now and again. Bee's knees, yeah.
But I don't think I would have been able to write about this a few years ago. So I think knowing that it's okay to have my own timeline, to write things and process things, and until I feel like I'm ready to talk about things. I think, it's hard. I think it's hard, and to do it in a way that you can bring other people into it as well.
Yeah, well, and finding a balance between talking about trauma and not trauma dumping on a crowd.
Exactly. And yeah, it's you do have to craft it in a way that just doesn't bum people out,
Right.
And people that do dark comedy well are able to work with tension really well, I think. And I think it takes a lot of practice to do that.
I think for dark comedy, a lot of it is the shock factor. They go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that right now."
Yeah. And sometimes I wonder, for some people that are doing shock comedy, I think it's not coming from an honest place.
Yeah.
And some people are coming from an honest place, but they need to workshop it so it's not just a bummer.
Right.
But I think if you can kind of invite people in, then that's kind of where you can get the laughter. And it's just going to depend on your audience too, Some, like, there are specifically shows that are for like the show that I'm going to be on. Like, this is a dark comedy show where we're talking about, our families and the bummer things that happen, and because of those relationships. And there's going to be a wide different span of things. I have a different relationship with my family than another person does, and there's different layers of harm that people do, and different experiences we have. So my experience might not hit, or resonate with someone else, or
the stupid shit goes through my head. I'm like, before cooking, my dad used to blow a cutting board. Now, why her name was Cutting Board, I don't know. I don't know. This weird shit goes through my head.
I know. Like, yeah. I
totally lost it there.
It's okay. I just I think it's hard. I think if you're trying to come from an honest place, that's where you have to start with writing about trauma.
Yeah.
But you have to find the funny beats of it, and it can be very difficult, especially if you're getting into more difficult trauma.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. With criticism about your shows, or if you're bombing the show, how do you come back from that? Because I mean, this is going to be, again, a shared experience, right? A lot of trans people, they try to come out and the world just hits them upside. You're not good enough. You're not worthy of what you're doing. You're not who you think you are. It's a shared experience. So how do you deal with the rejection, the bombing, anything like that?
Yeah, I think watch any mediocre white guy just do an open mic, and it heals a lot. That's basically like, it's like, yeah. I mean, I think especially queer and femme people are very, very hard on themselves and have already gone through identity crisis, and I'm bad for this and this and this reason, right? And I think shaking that off, and also just realizing men have gotten through this world just by sheer luck, you know, like, but truly, it's, I just have to give myself grace. I mean, I'm going to fail, and everyone does, and you just, and with any art, it's going to be very, very vulnerable. Any live art, you are putting yourself out there.
That's fair.
And any art in general, you're being vulnerable, and it takes a lot of work, and
It does.
yeah,
But we're doing the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And that involved us putting ourselves out there, and
Yeah.
that it's a lot of work, but then it's also being in a space where you're okay to deal with that.
exactly, yeah, and knowing, like, I think, I mean, as humans, we're here just to kind of flub around and see.
Flub.
Yeah.
Flub.
Flub.
Flab.
Yeah. Yeah. Would it be helpful? Flub. I think it's
Flub, the antonym to characterize.
Yes. Yeah. Flub. We're flubbing. We're all just flubbing, trying to see if anything we put together as I flub into the mic.
Right next to the gutter goblin.
Yes, right. No, the gutter goblin's definitely flubbing.
Yes.
Yeah, through the sewers. Yeah. God bless her. Yeah, we're put on this earth to flub, and sometimes people flub with you. Sometimes they flub against you. And sometimes your flub hits. Oh, this is getting bad. But
I'm trying to lose my flub.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying to make something that relates to other people and connect as humans. And so if you're able to do that successfully, that's a win. And if not, it's okay. It's you just try to do it again. And for me, I think, like, what keeps me going is when I know, like, other people are getting something out of the spaces.
I mean,
in
but
comedy.
some of the rejection is really personal,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
You have a family.
Yeah.
Family can be just extremely, like, it can hit in a really hard way when rejection kicks in. So like, when you start getting that kind of rejection that's super personal, it's hitting all the heartstrings, you're flubbing. How do you get through that? Because I mean, it's more than just me. It's stuff that's near and dear.
It's true. I think for me, my community is huge in those moments, because when I'm not going to be accepted, or I'm hurt by words or actions, I can talk to other people about it, and especially if other people have related to that experience, and maybe sometimes, like, I need a critique to make it better, and people can offer me that too, and then I can flub less the next time.
I'm flubless.
Flubless.
That's what we're all going to be, flubless. That's our goal. I hit the treadmill to be flubless.
Yeah,
It's now the treadmill.
Sometimes you embrace the flub, and it's like, this flub is me. Yeah.
This flub is my flub.
Yeah.
And we're back to the my flub is my flub. This flub is your flub. From the bathroom to the bathtub.
Why?
Okay, so what I've heard a lot today, right, is that I mean, there's a lot of shared experiences between trans people, the queer community, feminism in general, or humanity in general, right? Any kind of discrimination is going to end up bringing trauma along with it. These are things that are generalized across many populations.
Yeah.
So I love it because there is ways to get past the trauma. There's ways to laugh about it and be okay. There's ways to have backups. They can have the community there to support them. You get to find your identity. That there's so much in here that I love about all of this. It's some of the reason I really wanted you to bring you on for, right?
Yeah.
I think you have a good way at looking at life, and you're authentic.
Oh, thank you.
You're authentic.
Try to be.
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, you can tell when people aren't authentic.
Yeah.
They're just flubbing.
They're just yes.
Flubtastic.
With the hubris. Hubris. So yeah, I don't know. You're authentic, and I love everything about it. You bring a lot of energy. I don't know. It's more than just energy. It's like a kindness energy. There's love involved in that energy, and you're funny. You're seriously funny, and I don't know. I'm really glad that you were able to come on. It's like I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and I really enjoyed all of this.
I did too. This has been a blast.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, I think that you're just a very genuine person.
Well,
I really do. And I've had a lot of fun just kind of chilling back and listening.
Yeah.
I really have.
this has been great.
Yeah, and I think I've said it before on a different episode. Like, when Daphne gets going, I'm not going to interrupt.
Yeah.
And so a lot of episodes, I'm just kind of chilling back and laughing anyways. But I do find you to be very genuine. And you're also very deliberate with what you say. And it comes from honesty. And we definitely... this has been one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, thank you. That makes me so happy. This has been truly a blast, and you're so fun to riff with too. And I think it comes from finding. I also find you genuine too, so it's easy for me to click, with other people that give that off and give off that authenticity and aren't afraid to be weird and
well, I mean, that's Portland.
and it's Portland. That's Portland. We're just a bunch of authentic weirdos.
It's fucking good.
It's
fucking good.
yeah,
Not great.
is
Good.
It's not mediocre. It's good. It's not even good. It's fucking good.
It's the okayest.
You know why?
That's not fucking
You know why
good.
it's the fucking good? It's because I fucking said so.
Fucking said so.
I think it's fucking great.
Just
Sounds like the most polite fuck.
Yeah, I bring in the polite fucks. That's what I try to do.
You're
in my
just over
comedy.
there like, is my fuck okay?
It's my Do
Is
you,
that too much
Is
fuck?
it-
Do you
is
want a
it-
little less? I'm a gutter goblin. I
is
need to
my
know.
fuck
Where's
punching
your...
up right now?
It's not fuck, but...
It's spelled PHUCK.
Yeah, thank you again for coming on. I've really enjoyed this.
Thank you for having me. This has been a blast.
Mary, you want to close us out?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
We give a big thanks for having you come on the podcast. And if you yourself would like to be a guest on the podcast, the contact is daphne@transplantingpodcast.com, or you can visit our website, which is also transplantingpodcast.com. And, leave us a line. We like hearing from everyone. And we are on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and a partridge in a pear tree. And we...
Tis the season.
Tis the season. And we thank everyone for joining us today. And as always, welcome to the family.